All right, what is up, everybody? This is the first episode of the Grizzly Gamers Podcast. I am your host, Grizz, and today I have Heated with me, so I'm going to let him tell you guys a little bit about himself, for those of you who don't know him, and yeah, go ahead.
All right, well, perfect. Well, thanks, Grizz. First of all, for having me out and inviting me for this inaugural first episode. I'm pretty privileged to be here, and I appreciate being someone you thought of to have on and share my thoughts and opinions, as fun as those can be sometimes. But for those of you who do not know me, my name's Heated. That's what I go by online. I've been, gaming my whole entire life since I was a really young kid. I have an education in political science and I have a Juris Doctor in law. I've worked for all three different levels of government: local, state, and federal. So I have a pretty significant background regarding that. I'm an avid reader, and I am a new father as of this year. So a little bit more perspective on life this year, as it were, because of that. And so, but I like to, try to get to know a lot of people through a lot of different means. And so naturally, I've gotten to know Grizz here just through the gaming space, the content creation space. And we've had kind of a relationship that's kind of stuck. Whether it's playing Valorant or dogging on my Chiefs sometimes, sometimes it's a good time. Grizz is a great guy, and so I'm just again very happy to be here, and I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, no problem. I was gonna bring that up too. It's actually been a while since we've like really talked and stuff. But we've always kind
Yeah.
of kept in touch some here, especially. Well, I quit playing Valorant for a while, but I just started again, so I am back on hating life and silver rank. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But
The Smurf elo. Yeah.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's terrible. But I figure for those who do know, like me, and kind of like I've made some podcast episodes and stuff with a couple of friends of mine. And for me, the longest time, like I've wanted to start this for so long, and I just enjoy like yapping and talking to people, and I could talk about anything. So it only makes sense. But I figured like it might be maybe shocking to some people that like I picked you as the first guest, but I told you when I messaged you about it, I was like, I feel like one, we could make a lot of videos together because out of a lot of people that I have met like through gaming and like how we met kind of like streaming and these like streaming community things and all that, it's like I know that I know that you will actually say how you feel, and you're open to talking about whatever. You kind of stick to your guns, and I really like that. Where there's a lot of people I know that like they don't do that because you got to do the whole pretend thing for online and not let people know too much about yourself, so then people might hate you, whatever. I don't care. I know that you really don't either, so to me it made perfect sense. Plus I just hadn't talked to you for a long time, so I was like, I think he would be like the perfect good episode. And plus getting more people to like know who you are that might not know you from me, and kind of get you out there too, because I would like to make like future videos with you where you can talk about things and all that, because I know that you will say how you feel and give your honest opinion, and that's something I try to like stay true and like genuine to myself too. So for me it made the most sense. So I'm just excited to have you here. And I actually didn't know, I knew about the law stuff, but I actually didn't know you had like political science knowledge and all that stuff too. So that was kind of cool to find that out. So yeah, that's kind of my take on having you and why I picked you for the first episode. Um, which kind of brings me to my next point. One thing that I do want to do, like if I have guests on, is because I could literally talk about anything and everything for hours. So if there's anything specifically that you want to talk about, since you are the guest, I will open the floor up to you first. If there's any questions you want to ask me, anything you want to talk about specifically, to make sure that I want to make sure the guest also gets to talk about things they want to talk about, and then just kind of go from there. If not, I can ask you questions, things like that. But that opens the floor to you, so that you do get to talk about something that you specifically want to talk about, not just what I ask you or things that might come up in conversation, if that makes sense.
Right, and that's totally fine. And so typically, if anyone here who's listening follows me on social media, first of all, bless your heart, because like Grizz said, I am very unapologetically opinionated
Oh, it's fun.
on a wide array of. It's fun. You're too kind. You're too kind.
It's fun.
But I'm very opinionated on a wide array of topics. But typically, the ones that the big four that I stay really glued to are gaming, sports, and then of course the two topics that you're not supposed to talk about, politics and religion. So those are like my top four that I really like will stand firm on. And I typically don't waver in that regard. And so whenever I see something that like I feel the need to speak on online, if it's within one of those four topics, I will speak my mind. Some days are worse for that than others. Some days I'll really just let it out and just put out a lot of tweets, and then there'll be like a week or two where I don't tweet anything at all. So it's sometimes it really just depends on like the news cycle, what's going on in the gaming world, what's going on in all the other subjects that I follow. So basically, to come around and answer your question, those are the four topics that I could definitely get into, and with whatever kind of questions you have. But I didn't have anything specifically armed and ready to go, because there's been a lot going on in all four of those topics this week
Oh, dude.
and in the last few weeks. So yeah, it's kind of a can of worms in each topic, really, that we
100%.
can really open up and really get into. So if you had, so I kind of will just answer your question with a question. If you had anything specifically that you've seen me talk about based on like my experience or how you know me or anything like that that you really wanted to pick my brain with, by all means fire away. But yeah, I didn't really have anything off the top of my head. I will say in gaming right now, it's mostly been like marathons coming out, so that's a big deal. Whether or not that's going to hit or not, the Battlefield update was abysmal as far as the roadmap and everything. So what does that mean for the BR genre moving forward? Um, as far as like the whole politics slash gaming that sometimes intersect, I saw Hassan was going after Burnt Peanut for being a little patriotic on stream. And so it's like, is that okay? Is it not okay for both sides? What does that look like? So those were kind of the stuff on my feed in the last couple days. But obviously, everyone knows over the last week or two, it's been Epstein everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah.
And that ugly side of humanity as well. And obviously, there's a lot of religious impact from that. There's a lot of political impact from that. So there's a lot going on. So
Yeah.
um, I didn't really have a specific avenue to really hop into, but it does it's very interesting no matter which way you kind of go with whatever one of those four topics that I love, which is why I'm always engaged on Twitter. Like I am always watching the feeds and going into the for you or on the who I follow tabs and seeing what people are saying about different stuff. And so it's always interesting. That is the cool thing about social media. I think if you can take anything positive out of it, is you do get a lot of opinions, and so you really figure out how people view certain things. Is it sometimes performative, kind of like what you were alluding to earlier, as far as like which guests to have on the podcast? Yeah, there are a lot of content creators out there, specifically within gaming and content creation, that are performative because they want views and they want clicks, right? So there's like that part of it, and politicians are kind of the same way, right? So it's like, how can you distinguish between the people who are being performative and disingenuine versus the people who are genuine and actually stand by their opinion based on how they act, how they speak on other topics, et cetera, et cetera. So that is the kind of the cool thing about social media, is you do learn a lot about the people that you look up to or the people that you interact with and all that kind of a thing. So
Oh, 100%. Like, I didn't, well, just to clear that up, I didn't want to put you on the spot to like just start calling out something or anything. I just more so
no, you're
meant
good.
like if there was anything you wanted to talk about, like you got going on, like, I don't know how, honestly, I don't know. Do you still stream and stuff quite a bit or like make
I
content yourself a lot too?
haven't. Yeah, I was doing a lot more on YouTube and TikTok. Like I was pretty consistent a couple years ago, putting out a lot of stuff, especially after that Tim the Tatman thing that went
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, I remember that.
And then Drake the same week. That was an insane week. So like that all happened, and so I kind of really hopped onto the content train after that. but I had my kid in April, and so since having a kid, it's been hard to find a balance kind of a thing to stream and have the motivation to stream like when he's sleeping and when the wife's trying to go to sleep, because that's like the only time I have to really do anything, because like the wife might need help with the kid, and so it's like I gotta be readily available, and so it's like I'd be stepping away from a chat, would they be okay with that, me giving them a chair on stream for probably, I don't know, a total of 45 minutes out of like the 3 or 4 hours that I'd be playing at times. So it's like, is that really worth it or not? Should I just do content? So but I've talked to the missus about it, and so because she wants to keep working full time, so I'm a stay home parent. And so when she goes and works, I'm here. And so when she gets home, it's like, okay, now it's my time. So it's like, but I still have to be available in case she needs help with something. So it's like, do I, stream and like, and can willfully be interrupted or not? And so that's kind of been tough. Trying to like get motivated to get back into it. And then, cause that's the thing with streaming. If there are people out there listening who aren't streamers at all, and just view, or if you don't know a lot about the content creation world, when you take breaks for an extended period of time, it's very difficult to get back on track.
Oh,
Like
dude,
you
it's
got to basically
brutal.
reset it all, like from
Yeah.
day one.
Yeah.
It's unlike any other business. Like it's not like you can miss like a week or two of vacation for vacation for a job and come back and pick up right where you left off. For streaming, you can like get back on like the games and the other things that you've left off. But if you're looking to get the same viewership that you had, or the same views on TikTok and YouTube on like your short form, or even on your long form on YouTube, if you want to get that same kind of production, you have to do things every single day, mostly 5 to 6 days a week.
Yeah,
So
unless
and
you're
you
like
have to be consistent.
the 1%ers like Tim the Tap Man, who it doesn't matter what he does, like if he goes live, there's going to be thousands of people in there or whatever. Like, trust me, I
Yeah.
know everything that you're saying because, as you know, I'm a dad, but I was streaming hard and doing everything for a while, and everything was actually going pretty decent starting up. But then had my first daughter, and then it's just like everything goes on the back burner, and you're trying to fit in stuff here and there, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, time is, it does not mess around. Like
Yeah.
it's and
It's a
trying to find the
currency.
time, because like you said, even just like I've had to take so many breaks from a game like Valorant, because it's like, dude, I can't get into a match and like, you know what I mean, like, because if I get into, you start a match of Valorant, you're at least locked in for like 30 minutes to possibly an hour, 30-45 minutes at least minimum. And dude, if anything comes up, it's like, hold on, I'm trying. So you're trying to like not abandon the game, and especially if you're playing ranked, like you don't want to get banned, so that when you do come back and then can't even
Mm-hmm.
play. But then also you like have a responsibility, so it's like you have to leave the game and you go take care of stuff. It's like, so then it's like you're just better off like, I don't even want to put myself in that position. It's like, so I'm just gonna play something that I can easily like pause and walk away from, or just not play at all, or just sit here and like watch something or whatever. Like, just finding the time is like really hard. So I'm kind of at the
Yeah,
point
it's tough.
now. I'm at the point now where they're old enough to where it's so much like more manageable. So that's kind of why myself, I was gone from so many things for so long, and I'm wanting to try to get back into it now, because I enjoy it. Like, I'm not trying to make this my job
Oh
by
yeah.
any means. Like, if that ever happened, obviously that would be cool. But I just want to do it for fun. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I'm just going to have a good time with it. And whatever lands. If it doesn't, cool. I still had fun. That's kind of where I'm at now, and I'm just able to find like a little bit more time now, because like that's why we're doing this right now. My girls are in bed, so this is my time. I don't have to work tomorrow. Like, I'm good. So
Oh heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah, that's right.
so
Tomorrow's President's Day, so a lot of people have tomorrow off.
yeah, so
So
I'm
that's kind of
off
nice.
tomorrow. So yeah, but that's why I kind of want it. That's why I hit you up too about like maybe doing future stuff together, because like I know when I can be free now, it's a lot more manageable for me. And then as long as you can be free, we can make something work. We can get content out there. We can talk about like specific things too, like, because like you said, I'm the same way. Those four topics, dude, I could talk all night long. Pick any
Oh yeah.
one up, pick any one of them. I could go for hours. Like, it doesn't matter. So like this one, I kind of just wanted to kind of get the ball rolling. Like, people that don't know me can get to know like who I am, like what I do. Same for you. Like, introduce yourself, get you out there, itself out there, and if we do future stuff together, then it'll kind of make more sense too. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to get the ball rolling too, because it's something, like I said, dude, I couldn't even tell you the last time I made a post talking about how like, oh, podcast coming soon. And then it's like, then it's like I can literally never find the time. And then also trying to find somebody to bring on to even have that conversation with, that's a challenge within itself, because everybody's got their own schedules. Those might not line up. Like, we're all just doing like content like for fun kind of thing, or like on the side. Like, we all have jobs, we all have families, and like trying to get two people's schedules perfectly in sync to do something like sit down for like an hour or so, dude, that was a challenge in itself. Like, I was like, I can't even like find a person to like like, we can't like even to pick out a dedicated date and time
Just line
to
up a
like for sure
time.
do it.
Yeah.
It's like, or something like, God forbid something comes up, and then yeah, we committed to that time, but it's like I can't, So my
Mhm.
kids got sick. It's like, yeah, I need to be there for that. I get it. Like, I committed to something, but at the same time, like, my family's more important. So it's
Right.
just it's it's challenging. So that was one of the things I wanted to bring up to you, is like, because I thought had noticed I hadn't really seen your streams pop up or anything, but even for me to just sit down and consume content once I'm home is hard enough to keep up with everybody.
It's
So
tough.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
especially like when we first got to know each other, like we got involved in a lot of circles, and so it's like
yeah.
you have to make your rounds and support people just by being in their streams. Like, and when I say support, for those of you who do not know, it doesn't mean monetarily. It doesn't mean I have to go in and gift somebody a subscription to their channel, or I have to follow per se. Although follow is free, so you should follow. Um, for people that you want to support. But sometimes it's just being in there, or what we call lurking, and you're just in there on the stream, but you're not talking and you're not interacting. That's still considered support. So when you're in a lot of circles, you have a lot of tabs up on your computer sometimes, just making your rounds, and there might
Yeah.
be certain people that you want to watch, but like, yeah, if you got a kid, pulling at you and crying, and or your wife's like, we got to go someplace at 6:30, and you got off work at 5:30. You don't have a lot of time to really consume content and support people like you could before. And so, but that's the cool thing with having a family, though, is that you do get to spend time with the kids and time with the missus, and that kind of a thing, or your spouse, and you just have kind of a fun time with that. And honestly, like, being a new dad, I've had way more fun being a parent than right for well, so far it's only been a year, so don't quote me on it yet, guys. It's
Oh, it's
only
a
been close
blast.
to a year, but yeah, but it's fun. It's a good time, and watching them learn stuff, and cause grief to your spouse while you laugh. It's a good time. It's being a parent is great, and so I wouldn't trade that for any job in the world, including content creation. So
Oh, no,
everything else
it's the
comes second.
best.
So, oh yeah. So for those of you who aren't parents out there, I highly recommend getting married, having kids. Is great. It's great. Highly recommended.
Obviously,
Um,
if you're ready and in a position to
if
do
you're
so,
ready,
you should
right,
not just do it just
right.
because. I just want to throw that
Yeah,
out there, because I've seen that mistake be made.
that's true. That's true. Disclaimer:
Unfortunately.
be wise about it. Be wise about it, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend it once you find the right person and you're ready for it. 100%. It's great. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. But basically, to come around, yeah, it's been tough for me to hit the go live button recently. Plus, I've been playing, like, recently. I've been really into extraction shooters. So like, one of the games I was streaming before I really stopped for a while, it was still Delta Force. And right now I've been playing that a lot. I've been playing a lot of Tarkov this release, Little Escape from Tarkov, but a lot of people don't like watching it just because it's like
Yeah, it's
so
tough.
boring to watch because it's so slow.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like it's hard. So it's like, even if I want to stream, it's like, well, do people really want to watch Tarkov? And that's just like my mind like doubting it. It's just like, do you really want to go live with Tarkov? Really, dude?
Yeah.
Really heated? Do you really want to do that? And at the end of the day, it's just hit the button. Who cares? Like, if people want to love you and support you, they'll be there no matter what game you play. So it's like, whatever. You just get in there and you do it. But I've
Yeah.
actually thought about, if I were to get like back in and really like dedicate some time, I've thought about streaming every evening whenever the wife gets home post dinner, she's getting the kid ready for bed, that kind of a thing. Getting kind of started around then, and then posting content like on different veins. So like right now, the only thing I've ever posted is like on one YouTube channel, right?
Hmm.
So I've thought about maybe mixing it up, adding different YouTube channels to cover different topics based on like stuff I know, whether it be like politics, music, or you know, faith stuff, or like whatever, what have you. I've thought about kind of expanding, what I do, so that way people aren't just bored with me, playing a video game and them watching pixels fly across their screen sometimes. So
Oh,
but sometimes people, that's all they like. Burnt Peanut's blown up this year because like people like how he interacts with the pixels flying across his screen and how he interacts with his chat. So it's like for some people that's fine. That's all it takes. They don't have to dive into other interests that they have. They're busy enough and they're comfortable enough and they only want to do that one vein, which is totally fine.
no.
But basically, if I were to get back into it, that's what I would do. That I would still do the gaming primarily, but I would definitely have like other channels that I would actually focus some other content on and just kind of try to promote other stuff. Kind of a deal. It's kind of if I were to get back into it. So that's kind of what I've talked to it with the wife a little bit about all those different topics, and so of course she's fully supportive. But like you said, it's hard because like if she needs help with the kid, or if the kid's not sleeping, and I need to step in and and help, it's like okay, then I'm gonna have to postpone a day for streaming
Yeah.
sometimes, or I'm gonna have to step out, and and that's okay. I mean, chat would understand, but it's it's still kind of tough because you don't want to do that to them because you're an entertainment value to them, so you don't really want to take that away at a moment's notice. But even if you warn people in advance, and at that point it wouldn't be rude, but at the same time it's like you want to give them your all, and if you can't, sometimes it's like that's kind of tough. It's kind of an inconvenience, but
Oh
sometimes you
yeah.
just got to hit the go live button. You just got to power through, and it's like like you said, like with having a kid, like there are seasons, and seasons come and go, and like different times, like with the kid and how they grow up and become more independent. Like some those things will go away. It could be a little challenging, but at some point you just have to hit the go live, and then you just go, and you know you do what you can with what you have, and you just do it. You just put out content. So no matter what.
100%.
So that's what I would do coming back in. So
Like for me, like I got started, like I just wanted to, I thought it'd be cool to be able to like I was gaming anyway, so it was kind of like, oh sure, like the whole thing that started it is I remember when I specifically like finally wanted to build my computer and like start trying to PC game, because before that I was always console like my whole life. And I never really wanted to get into PC because I was like, man, I just don't like mouse and keyboard, I'm a controller like COD, that's like my
it's for
thing.
emails only.
Yeah. So what started everything for me was like I'd always wanted to, I thought it'd be cool to make content stuff like on YouTube because growing up I'd had people that I like to watch, so I was like, oh, that'd be really cool to do that. But what started it was I remember when PUBG was first going to come out and I was like, that game looks awesome. Like the whole concept I thought of like a battle royale and everything, I thought that was like really cool. And like I'd played Fortnite and stuff, obviously, and it was fun. But like PUBG was more of like, oh, it's like COD kind of like, more realistic and stuff. Like I was like, that game looks like it'd be a lot of fun. But it was only on gonna come out on PC. And then some of my buddies was like, oh, like if you should stream it if you're gonna play it, like just so I can watch. And it was just kind of like, okay, like I'd never really thought about streaming. It was like, all right. So then it started just basically it's like, okay, well, I'll figure all this out and like I'll try to stream it so like they can watch me play PUBG and all that. And then it just was kind of like, well, I'm already gaming, so like why not just go live and then like try to make YouTube videos of just like cool clips that I hit or a really good match that I might have or something like that. And that's really how I got started with all of that, was posting like gaming stuff. But then it was like I don't want to do just gaming. Like I want to do stuff like this, or I want to talk about
Mm-hmm.
things, or like reaction videos. I think are something I never really thought of like taking off, but they have. But it makes sense. Like sometimes people, if they get to know you, they want to hear your opinion on things. So it's like I want to do like all that kind of stuff, like stuff that I enjoy, or I want to talk about like a new like piece of tech, like something that I'm excited about or something, and like just kind of share that. Or it's like, oh, if I get this thing, like maybe somebody else is looking at it too, so I could talk about it and then they'll know like if they want to buy it or not, because I'm just going to give my honest opinion about it. Like, and whatever. Like I did a couple of YouTube videos years ago. It was right when my first daughter was born, And I remember it was when 100 Thieves did the like thing with JBL. They were sponsored by JBL and they come out with those headsets. And I was like, I really had been wanting a nice gaming headset. So I was like, I'm going to get one of those. And I made a couple of videos just reviewing them, showing how the mic sounded and all that kind of stuff. And they actually did really well, surprisingly. I don't know why, but they did. And a lot of people commented on it and was just like, thank you for like talking about this, because I didn't go into like all this stuff on it. I just like, this is what it sounds like. I really like it. Here's the features. I didn't like, I don't know. I didn't go too crazy in depth with it, but I just basically like, what would I want to know about this if I was looking at buying it? And that's just all I talked about. And people really liked them. And then, like I said, that was right when my first daughter was born. So then it was really hard to even try to make videos because we were living in a pretty small, like open space house. And it's like when you got a baby crying, you're trying to record, like it's a whole thing. So it was a lot. But,
Yep.
and then I'm kind of the same way, like what you were saying is like, do I make do I have my gaming channel? Then if I want to talk about like tech stuff, do I have a different channel for that? And then if I want to give my review, like react to something, or I want to talk about something or something that's going on in the world, or like gaming news or something, whatever, it's like, do I need to make a channel for all of these things because everybody talks about the algorithm and like, stick to one niche and this and that? And it's like, I don't want to do that. And I also don't want to deal with like 10,000 channels for all of my hobbies. So I struggled with that for a long time. And I
Yeah,
decided,
that's the tough part.
yeah, and I asked different people's opinions, and I I just decided like for this go around, like I'm just gonna make videos for this channel. And I still post, I'll post shorts to like TikTok and Instagram reels and YouTube shorts, all that kind of stuff. I'll still do that too. I don't want to have to make several channels. So I'm going to do the things that I enjoy. I'm going to put it all in one place. And if people want to watch it, they can. If they don't, cool. I still got to enjoy myself. I got to talk about something I'm excited about. And I'm just going to do what I want to do. And if it ever gets to a point where I need to figure it out and split something up, then we'll deal with it then. But until then, I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about and see what happens, basically, and just enjoy
Well,
doing
and
something
that's
I've
a good
always wanted to
formula.
do. So,
Absolutely. Well, and that's a good formula. Is like your content's you, right? So you definitely want to do what you want to do. Otherwise, you're going to burn out really, really, really fast, and you're not going to want to keep doing it anymore because it's going to feel more like a burden than a blessing, right? So
oh,
you definitely
100%.
want to do all the different subjects that interest you, right? But the way, yeah, it is a stinky thing about YouTube is it is very algorithm based with how well your videos will do. And typically, if you mix up different topics on a YouTube channel, that does kill you in the algorithm a little bit. So I mean, in gaming's such a broad topic, you can actually cover anything in that. Like, I think just on what I've done is like I covered like the Doctor Disrespect scandal that was breaking out. I've covered playing like Warzone One. I have New World stuff posted on there. Just like I made a video about hackers and whether or not they should be put in prison. Like a whole wide array of different topics, but because they're all under the umbrella of gaming, like they still do moderately consistently well on that
Yeah.
channel because it's all under that umbrella, right? Now, if I were to make a channel criticizing, oh, the U.S. Senate passed this bill today, will the president veto it or not? That's probably not going to do well on a gaming channel. It's probably not because my audience is tailored to gaming content with the algorithm that's based on my gaming channel because of the tags I put on that channel, previous content, what's done well, what hasn't done well. So if I throw, a whole different topic at the algorithm, it almost doesn't know what to do, so it just buries it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the hard thing with YouTube is like knowing your way around it and then, working with it. And that's why Mr. Beast was so good. And has been so good over the course of the last decade plus 20 years is because he studied the algorithm like really, really hard. Like how a nerd would study the lore behind Lord of the Rings. Like that's what he was doing with YouTube, right? And he got to be a master at it. So some of his content, you could look at it objectively and think, this isn't for me, or it's not for everyone. But because he knows the algorithms very well, everyone's going to see it. And that's the difference. That's how he is so successful, and he's been able to do content that he wants to do and that he likes to do, is because he's learned his way around YouTube from an early age. Because I think he's only around our age. He's really not. He's not.
Yeah.
He's a pretty young guy. He's not that old. So, but he's figured it out, and he has people that help him figure it out as the times go on. Because sometimes algorithms change, and they'll update stuff on YouTube for the algorithms like every now and again. So he has people that will study that for him now, probably. But he got to be a master at it, and so and he has channels for like so many different channels for a lot of different things. Like even like you mentioned Tim the Tatman earlier, he's got, I think his main channels for gaming. He has Tim the Tatman 2, which I think is over like summaries of games and then like reactions. And then I think he has a pure reactions channel as well. So it's like he and like all those too big to fail streamers, they have so many different channels.
Yep.
It's crazy. Now, if you're talking like TikTok and stuff, I think that one, it doesn't matter what kind of content you put on there, as long as you put on like the right tags and you have the right titles. You use the music that the app provides to you to try to hit the algorithm right. So it doesn't really matter if you mix topics on that, like it does on YouTube.
And if it's getting likes, if people are liking it or commenting or sharing it, it's gonna get shown to more people. So really, you can kind of do whatever you want. It'll pop off, that was gonna bring me to like my next point that I was gonna talk about. Is like me kind of wanting to just make whatever I want to make and putting it all under one channel right now. It's like I'm doing the stuff on the other apps too. So my hope is that if somebody sees a video they like, and say I'm like covering a piece of like tech or something, like a unboxing or whatever, right? If I post that and it gets a lot of traction, people are like, oh, I like this guy's video, like let me go check out this or whatever. And then they see that I do like all this different content, they might be like, oh, like let me check that out too, or like, oh, he's into like, you know what I mean? Like if from the smaller things and the other apps, if it brings them to this one place and they see that I have like, because that's like the thing I started doing too, is like make playlists. So if you go to my YouTube, I have playlists. Like I just did like an unboxing / tech review for these like wireless mics that I bought. So I did like that, and then I have a playlist for like just like an unboxing or something, or what, I can't remember how I set them out, but like I'm gonna have one for this, like this is gonna be like where you can find the podcast episodes. So it makes it easy. Like if you do make it to my channel, you can find what you want to watch, and I'm just still making whatever I want to make. And if you land there, wherever you come from, you might enjoy that I make other stuff too. It's like the trap that we know all too well of streamers. It's like you become known for Call of Duty and then try to play something else, or you're scared to play other games because you're afraid, like, dude, if I switch it up, like these people only want to see Call of Duty. Like if I switch it up and play Valorant, I'm gonna lose all my viewers and stuff. It's like, but if you really have like a solid audience, like prime example, Tim the Tatman, that man could play whatever he wants. He could sit there and just play nothing, and there's gonna be thousands of people in the comments because his community has become so big, and he could just sit there and his chat will roast him for hours, and he's gonna make, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter what he does. So really, if you can, I guess, just build that community, no matter what like, I would rather have that, like where somebody's not going to get mad at me and yell at me if I'm making content on something else, even because they know me from one thing. I would rather have a community of people that, even if it takes longer to build, is going to rock with me no matter what I do, just because they like me and the content I put out and they want to hear my opinion on something or whatever. Like that's what I would rather have. So that's kind of how I got to this point where it's like, I don't really care about the algorithm. I want to make what I want to make. If people like it, they'd like it. If not, whatever. I had fun. You know, that's kind of where I'm at with that.
And that's the nice thing about like content creation and gaming being like a hobby, or like just making content being a hobby, is like you could kind of care less about the views. You just care about the content itself. And to be honest, that's actually the best way to grow, because like I just a little anecdote for me is there was a Warzone 1 video that I made. It was like on the last day that the Warzone Caldera servers were up. I was live for like 15 hours trying to get a kill in game with every single meta gun that went through Warzone 1, spanning over 3 years of content in Call of Duty. And so I was live for like 15 hours. It was a long stream. It took me like
That's
3 hours to edit the whole video, right? Like it
rough.
was because I had to go through every kill, every frame. Like it was rough, right?
Make
Because
sure you got
I
every
tried to
gun
stay away from like
included.
the yeah, exactly. Well, and I would like put like if I interacted with a streamer on during that stream too, I'd put that in there. So like my first game on, I interacted with Breadman, and then like
Okay.
the end towards stream, I interacted with Iceman Isaac and beat him in a 1v1. So it's like I'm gonna throw those in there too, just so people are like, hey, this guy's, he's using these meta guns, but he's still taking out these, just to kind of promote and stuff. So I put so much time into all those, every frame, every kill, every clip out of that stream. That was probably the video I spent the most hours on. It's probably the video I have the least amount of views on, ironically enough.
Oh
And
yeah.
so sometimes you never know what's going to hit. Like you could have a lot of passion for what you put it out there, doesn't do well. You might just put out a video that you really don't care about that much. That one might be the one that hits. Like I put out a TikTok. This was back in the Modern Warfare 3 era of Warzone. In case y'all didn't know, I streamed Warzone and did Warzone content. In case you didn't know, based on what I'm saying. But it was the Modern Warfare 3 year, so I think that was 2023, and
Sounds about right.
yeah, so that was the same year with the whole Tim the Tatman clip and then the Drake thing too. That was the same year. But I put out a video because they had this new mode called Battle Royale Preview, and you could get like an operator skin in game if you like won a game in it. And I put out a tutorial on like how to win. This is the best way to win. This is how you do it. Yada yada da. You can get this new super rare skin. So it was a little clickbaity too, but I didn't put in a lot of effort on that. 60K views on TikTok.
Oh
Just
yeah.
really quickly. Like that video went crazy. For me, that was a really good video. And I didn't put as much effort into that video as I did that long form Warzone meta gun video that I put out there. But that short video did better. And so that's kind of when because you hear it around the grapevine, right? That, the content's king, short form is the way you grow a community now. It's not as easy as just going live and hope that you show up on a suggested feed on some random viewer's app, right? It doesn't work like that anymore. You have to put out short form. That was the moment where I was like, oh, okay, no, this is a big deal. Because 50, 60K people see one video, they're like, okay, we want more. Because you're going to show up in their algorithms again because they interacted with you. So you put out more, and it just snowballs if you're consistent.
Yeah, the consistent thing is the biggest part
sometimes
of
could
it.
be bad content. Oh yeah, and the consistency. Honestly, if you want to get into content creation and streaming, consistency is going to be your biggest enemy. People don't really care. I mean, obviously, the quality of your videos will help you. Yes, like if you can edit well or get somebody for you that can edit well, your videos will typically do better than if you're putting out a video that you recorded on your phone, of course. But overall, just post anything every single day. Post something once a day, even if it's just you talking to somebody, like talking to a viewer or talking like to the chat through like the TikTok app or something or whatever. Post something because the consistency is key and that keeps you in the algorithm. You take a few days off, you're done. You got to start all over. So that's and that's very disconcerting to try to get back into streaming, like what me and Grizz, what we're talking about. It's very hard to get back in and have the motivation to get back in when I got to restart and do it this way and commit to being consistent, which is very hard to do.
It's very hard. It's the biggest thing. It's like
it is fun just to post stuff every now and again. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like that's something I struggle with is like trying to find something to post every day because I'm like, dude, like I don't know. I just feel like what am I even gonna talk about? Like I don't just want to talk about like something random. Like I don't want to make some like stupid post just to be like, oh well, got my one for the day. I'm good. Like I want to post stuff that like I think is cool or like I found this interesting. So like let me post about it. Like so the consistency thing is like it's my biggest thing for sure. And just because sometimes I literally get so busy that it's like I just literally might not have the time, which I know technically is not an excuse because you'll hear it from all the hardcore like content creators like, oh, well, you're not setting yourself up for the week. Like you should be like, make like 10 videos in one day. So that way you have something to post for the next like 10. I understand that, but I don't have that many things that like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm my biggest critic. Like I have so many videos that I have spent hours editing that I've literally never posted. Like, because
Mhm.
I critique my own self like on everything. Like, I want the sound to be good, I want the quality to be good. It's like, but and then I understand that whole thing too of people. It's like, no, you just like just post it, just post it. Like you said, like making content with your phone. Like nowadays, phones are just as good as to an extent of like certain cameras. Like so then, which is why I
Mhm.
picked this up because then I can do stuff on the go easier, and then I can also like I hate watching a video and the sound is just terrible. It bothers me. So like for me, it's like if I'm gonna take the time to video something on my phone, I'm gonna be mad and not want to post it because I'm gonna like people are gonna think this sounds like crap. So then it's like I'm not. Well, then again, I'm shooting myself in the foot because I'm not even posting anything. So I picked these up because
Yeah.
now it's like be able to have like this kind of level of quality, but like on the go with my phone, and like that's kind of why I did a video of that and I tested it out and stuff. But it's like I don't know, I guess is that like what imposter syndrome is? It's like I'm my biggest critic and I shoot myself in the foot all the time. So that's why I'm really trying to get out of my own head and just start making things and just trying to have fun with it. And like if I don't have like the whole like TikTok brain edits and everything where it's like the screen needs to be moving and something needs to be going on every like 2 seconds, like but I don't care. I don't care about that. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna do that. I'm I'm not gonna do like this whole thing, which I I get it. It's some people's thing, but like I can't get on here and like scream for like hours, like I'm so excited about things when I'm not.
Yeah.
Like that
You
is
can't you
not
can't
me.
fake the excitement.
And I
Yeah.
would
You can't courage
burn.
JD your way through a stream
Yes,
and just like
bro,
yeah,
I would burn
yeah, which he's very
myself
good at.
out. Like I can't do because that's
Yeah,
not
it's hard.
me.
Yeah.
So it's like you see
Yep.
like people like like one guy like one that a guy that I've seen blew up quite a bit in the COD scene back then was Repulse, I think is his name. Something.
Repulse. Yeah.
And
Hector.
dude
Mm-hmm.
just yelling all the time and like
Mm-hmm.
the spamming like you say something and you're spamming it so it just like repeats itself and like the constant like jumping up and like wow and like I can't do that, bro. It's not
Mm-hmm.
me. And like I'm not gonna get on
Yeah.
stream and do that so that people will be like, oh my god, look at this guy, he's so high. Like I'm not gonna do that because I can't sustain it and it's not me at all.
Yeah.
Like I just want to chill and like game. Like if I'm excited, you're gonna know I'm excited because I will show that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
Yep.
a like I don't know. To me, like I'm not saying like him or anybody in specific is like disingenuous by any means, but it's like the putting on a show like to get that audience and get that stuff. It's like, and I could not do that all the time. It's not for me.
It's it's tough because yeah, I mean like with Repulse in particular, right? Like I've been following him like what you're mentioning since like 2020,
And I
And
love the dude.
he was young back then. Oh yeah, and he's even to this day, he still has that crazy amount of energy that he had in
I don't
2020.
get it.
Like
I
it's
just don't.
insane. It's great. It's just who he is. It's
I
just who
know.
he's just a hyper guy who loves playing Warzone,
Which I guess what
and
I'm
he's
getting at
made his following off of it.
which I guess what I'm getting at too is not I pointed out him specifically just because I was like, how does this guy do this for like hours? It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
but so that might be like who he is. But then I felt like that
Mm-hmm.
people that I had seen do content before, I feel like started trying to do that same exact thing because they're like, oh, this is working. So like I'm gonna like
It's
try to
working.
mimic
Yeah.
that. And then it's like, bro, I
Uh-huh.
know that's not you. Like I know it's not. And like I'm not gonna be like, oh, this guy's blowing up, so like I'm gonna get on stream and start screaming and being all hype and like do like no, because it's not sustainable. It's not me
Mhm.
at all. So I guess that's what I
Yeah,
was more
you
so
definitely
trying
want
to
to stay
get
true to
at.
yourself.
Like not but I just don't want to do all of those kind of things just to try to like I guess keep up with the
Appease viewers.
times or yeah, like I just want to make stuff that
Yeah.
I want to talk about, like stuff I want to show, stuff I'm actually excited about, stuff I use or teach people something like or whatever. Like that's just all I want to do and I want to have fun with it. And I don't want to have to get on camera and pretend that I'm something else, I guess too. So I guess that's just what I was kind of trying to get at it about like, sometimes it could be harder and it may take longer, but that's just what I would rather have personally when it comes to content creation specifically.
Right. Well, and content's easier too when obviously you do stuff that you enjoy and that you're passionate about, and you fit that into your personality, right? That's the biggest thing. Because yeah, if you act outside the box a little bit and it works for a little bit, you're going to become addicted to the success, and then you're going to burn yourself out because you're doing stuff that you don't normally do, and it's going to feel more like a rough kind of like a job
Like,
you don't want to be at
I gotta go in here and
versus a job that you
perform.
enjoy.
I gotta go in here and perform
Yeah.
for a few hours and I'm dead tired. Like it was a long day, but like I gotta go in here and like put on a show. I just
Yeah.
that ain't for me
Well, and if
at
you work a
all.
full-time job and then you get off and then you have to perform for people, for the last part of your day and then go to bed and repeat, I mean, that is tough on.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
why
yeah.
like a lot of people, a lot of streamers struggle with mental health. That's why. Is because they just either they stream for too long or they don't take enough breaks or, they are performative. They don't stay true to themselves. They don't just chill out for a stream or two, and it just wears them out, and they burn out, and they have either mental health issues or they're just or they're at this high and then they just collapse. They
Yep.
immediately just fall down. And so when people have asked me about getting started in streaming, I always tell them, well, just you don't need the best gear, you don't need the best editing, you don't need the best emojis and emotes in chat or the sub badges. Like that's all fluff. Like that's all. Like, is it nice to have? Yeah, it is nice to have, but you don't need it. Your content is you, and that's why Repulse is successful and Tim the Tapman is successful, is because they bring a certain uniqueness to the industry. So for Repulse or Hector, his uniqueness is his energy and his setup with like the lights that he uses and like the music and like that and how he uses his Go XLR. Like he brings a certain uniqueness to Call of Duty Warzone or to the battle royale genre, right? And
Yeah.
when that was going flat, he pioneered, a podcast and a watch party system for Warzone because Warzone didn't have it, but multiplayer did.
Mhm.
And so he decided to do it for Warzone, and now people know him more because of that than they do because of his energy. At least the more recent guys. Obviously, you and I know him for his energy and stuff when he
Yeah.
was starting out. And so, like, he has evolved with the times, and his content has changed. It's still within the same genre of gaming, that big wide umbrella, but he has adapted a little bit and still produced content. And so sometimes you have to do that too. And of course, it's still something that he enjoys and it fits his personality both ways. So for him, it's worked out very well because he knows what he's doing.
Mhm.
And the people have reacted well to it. And he still mixes in gaming streams every now and again too. So, it works out for him. Tim the Tapman, he goes, between Marvel Rivals or a BR or an extraction shooter, or, he'll go through all these different genres, and every time people are like, why are you playing this instead of this? Why are you playing this instead of this? But eventually people get on board. And then when he switches games again, people are like, well, why aren't you, why'd you switch again? So, the community will follow you no matter what. You just play what you want, do what you want, post your content. If you need to adapt with the times, adapt with the times. Because people like Tim the Tapman, they've been doing it, and Summit and those guys, they've been doing this before Twitch was even Twitch. It was like Justin TV or something before then.
Yep.
And the way to get popular back then was you just scroll on the site and find somebody, and you
Yep.
just hope that they're good, kind of a thing. Like, because YouTube was a thing, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was for the content creation that we know now back then.
Oh yeah, it's
There
totally
was, because
different.
it was only long form back then, so it was totally different. And those guys, I mean, they might post a video or two there, but like the more gaming relevant videos I saw on YouTube at that time were like tutorials. Like, oh, you're playing Batman Arkham Asylum. Here's how you beat this part of the game. Here's how
Yep.
you do this part. Where's this Riddler trophy? That was more or less what gaming was back then. And those videos are still successful to this day because you'll always need tutorials.
Yep.
You'll always need them. And Tim the Tapman and Summit and those guys are like the chill, comic relief, or I'm a good gamer, watch how good I am kind of a thing. And that content's still good, but their viewership has gone down compared to like guys like the Burnt Peanut or Jinxie or Sketch, and like those guys that have brought a whole new level, or like Kai Sinat, like a whole new level to streaming and content creation than what it was. Because content now is more than just gaming. It's everything now. It's the
Oh
IRL.
yeah.
It's just chatting. It's you got to adapt with the times. And so if Tim the Tap Man and those guys want to grow, they either have to bring something completely new to the table, like what Burnt Peanut's done this year, or they got to jump into a whole different way to produce content, like what Kai has done and what Jinxie's done at times. And that's just do IRL or I Show Speed too. I Show Speed started out as a gamer. He started out as a gamer. That's how he
Yeah,
started.
doing
But
like
then he
crazy
started doing the
stuff that he
IRL.
just knew would go viral too. Like
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first stuff that I
Yep.
started seeing about Speed was just like, this is just some like stupid kid trying to go viral because he was like
Mm-hmm.
blowing up fireworks in his room or something and like screaming it and stuff.
Yeah.
But then he took that, like, which
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason it worked. But again, that was just like, I don't want to do that. That's not, I don't want to be known
Yeah,
for
we don't
that.
advocate
Like,
that.
yeah, no. So it's like I seen all these ways, like how like the first stuff I started seeing about him, and then now you look at it and he's just like a guy who took that and like turned it into something like super positive. He's stupid popular, and he's more
Yep.
known for like actually being like a super like gifted, talented like kid that just gets to do cool shit
Mm-hmm.
now. So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it
He
worked.
tours the world, and well, yeah, and like this last stint, I think he was somewhere in Africa, I think, on his last like international travel thing, and he was showing chat, so tens of thousands of people, like Africa, and he was going to different countries, showing their communities and their customs, and of course he got their permission and stuff beforehand, and he would show them everything, and it was really cool. It was more of a I wouldn't say humanitarian, but it was more of like, he's streaming a different part of the world, which most people won't travel outside of the continent that they're born in,
Yeah,
and so the fact that he shows that off on stream is cool because not a lot of people do that.
and he's
And
done a
so
lot
it's
of
like he
cool
does
stuff
that
too.
now. Yeah, he collaborates with other creators. Like, remember, I think it was a year ago, 2025, maybe it was end of 2024, when people would do like the morning routine meta, and like what that was, like people would show off their morning routines for clicks.
Yep.
And there was a guy that was like so outlandish, like his routine was just
Oh, the guy
so
that he beat in a foot
crazy.
race multiple times.
Yeah, but he collaborated with them and did a race with them. And so, of course, that benefits both people. And, that guy was trending at the time. And then Speed, of course, is always trending. And so you collaborate, you do all that. It's like Burnt Peanut, right? He came into the gaming sphere, took a whole new twist on Escape from Tarkov and now Arc Raiders. And a lot of people are saying because he's so popular, he's keeping Arc Raiders alive because a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
people are just get
100%.
bored and they move off of it, right? And so they would say he's keeping the game alive because of what content he brings to the game to the people who watch. And he's collaborated with Tim the Tap Man, he's collaborated with Summit, he's collaborated with Shroud, he's collaborated with all of the legends and done even sponsored streams playing different games with those guys, including Delta Force, Arena Breakout Infinite, Marathon, Marvel Rivals,
Yep.
a whole slate of different games because he has gotten popular enough that it's good if you jump on that bandwagon too because he rules the algorithm. And so it's really cool to see sometimes with content creation how just like an anomaly pops up, like the game, like sometimes it could be a game, it can be a person, it could be a streamer, it could be a certain style of content, and seeing how that blows up the algorithm and everyone tries to follow it. It's so cool. Like when we first collaborated, I think Fortnite was still like the game, right? And so that was like 2018, 2019, something like that.
Something. I
And
mean, Fortnite's still
everything was
stupid
Fortnite.
popular, but yeah.
And it's still popular. But at that time, like every piece of content out there that
Well,
was
look at
popular
like
was
Ninja.
Fortnite. Oh yeah,
He
and now he's
went from
only getting
playing like
5,000 viewers.
competitive
Only
Halo and
5,000.
all that to like being
Mm-hmm.
the Fortnite guy.
Yep.
And then he got to the point too where
Too.
he
Yeah.
wanted to like play other stuff and people not get mad at him for not playing Fortnite. And then
Yep.
of course playing different games
Yep.
with like Tim and like all that, like which I think I used to not be able to stand him, but I actually really like it, Ninja for the most part, a lot more now. But
And
I
he's
liked
older.
watching him
Like
play
he's
like other
matured a bit.
content and like
So
yeah, and then
yeah.
seeing him, watching him a little bit more because I've always watched Tim and like Nade Shot is one of my favorites of all time, and
Mm-hmm.
which like Nade Shot, he even started streaming back when it was like Justin TV and stuff, and he's he's done a
Yep.
like ton of different things and like started his own esports
Yeah.
art, like the whole thing, like he's just been like one of my favorite creators for a
Mhm.
long time. But um, yeah, I don't know. I think my thing, like when I first started out with streaming too, is the trap that I think I kind of, well, I say trap that I fell into, but like I guess what I figured out is my thing was like I wanted to play video games and like try to hit cool clips and stuff because like I grew up big Call of Duty fan. I love to snipe and
Mhm.
everything. So like I used to watch
Want to get into phase?
Pomage. Oh my god, dude,
Yeah,
yes. Phase, like getting into
yeah.
phase was
The
like
montages.
the dream
Hmm.
as a kid. Like, oh my god, that would be
Hmm.
so cool. And like doing stuff like with like Pomage and all those guys. Like Pomage was always one of my favorites because he was really good. And I remember as a kid, he was like one of the first like YouTuber like gaming kids that it's like that stuff he was always considered like super nerdy, you know, growing up. Like you weren't cool
Yep.
if you played video games. And I remember when he got sponsored by Gymshark, and then you found out that he's like super into fitness and like, you know, like I remember that, and it's like, oh, maybe this is not just like a nerdy thing anymore. I still remember that, and because I thought that was really cool. So I've been rocking with Pomage for that long. So
Yeah, there's a lot of creators I like in that Call of Duty vein. That same vein, a guy that's been around forever is Doug Martin or Sensor goes by,
yep,
and he's a freak athlete. Like he's like ripped. Just a crazy athlete. He had the world record for like the most pull-ups in a amount of time,
yep,
like in a certain time period, and he worked for years to get that record. And he did it on stream and everything. And so like there are people like Nick Marks is another one. Like he was a Gears of War pro, and then he hopped into the Warzone and Fortnite scene and went crazy.
mm-hmm,
And he started doing like fitness streams as part of his routine. Like every week he'd have one fitness stream. So you have a lot of creators out
yep,
there who like would share their interests, but they would do it live and then they'd post on a different channel or like something like that, or it'd be like a special if you want to watch the VOD, here it is kind of a thing. So they would have a lot of interest. Like kind of going back to Ninja now, he's not maining Fortnite anymore. I mean, he plays it occasionally, but he'll mix and match playing Arc Raiders. I think is his big thing right now. But like every week during the football season, he does a sports podcast with both of his brothers.
yeah.
So he'll do that now,
I know
and
he
people
kind
love
of,
it. They eat it
yeah,
up.
he kind of went and started doing a lot of like he would play with Tim a lot too. So it's usually like whatever game Tim was on is
Mm-hmm.
kind of like him and Ninja and Cloaksy, and then like for a long time now it's been Nick. That those four usually end
Yeah.
up gaming together, or Tim and Cloak and Nick would always play together. Tim, Cloak, and Ninja would play together, and then they'd bring in somebody like Nade Shot or something. You know, it's like so it's been fun watching that whole group. Um, but like uh kind of I guess kind of what I was getting at too with the whole Pomage thing, like that was like when I started streaming, I was like, oh, that's what I want to do. I just got to hit like these crazy clips and I want to post them, and like that's going to be my YouTube channel. And then it was like by the time I started doing that, it's like everybody was trying to be the next Tim the Tap Man and the next Ninja and all these big people that you see at the top because they thought, oh, I can just play video games, like make money. So it's like gaming became the like super oversaturated thing to where you had to almost become somebody that stood out like Repulse with the crazy just streams and or have like some kind of crazy personality but also like be really good at the game. Like you couldn't just be good at the game and like blow up, or you couldn't just be like hit these crazy clips and blow up, like because everybody was trying to do that. So you had to have something that made you stood out. Like obviously like anymore it's pretty controversial, but like one of the first ones that comes to mind for me that was so different and like so much fun was Dr. Disrespect, because he was just a
Mm-hmm.
wild character that said
Crazy dude.
wild shit,
Yeah.
but he was also like
Mm-hmm.
really good at games still and would hit like those crazy clips. So you would see a crazy clip pop up on TikTok or YouTube or something, and then also like this like huge personality attached to that, and then you're like, oh, I gotta
Yep.
watch this guy.
That's cool.
And then
Yeah.
his production and all that was so different than everybody else's, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just like that was what set him so much apart from like everybody in that oversaturated like scene. So it's just for me it was like, well, this is going to be really hard to do. I want to do all this other stuff. How do I start incorporating that? And then it's like I tried to start incorporating like some fitness stuff, but then like that wasn't getting very many views because my algorithm was all COD clips or Valorant clips, and
Yep.
like they would pop off, but like so it's just so
Yep.
that's why, coming back to fast forward to now a few years later, I'm just going to try to have fun with it and do whatever I want. So, I'm
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm I'm 32
Just have fun.
years old, and it's not like I'm trying to make this my career. Like, I don't really care what people think about me. Like, I want to be liked, but like, to an extent, I also don't care. Like, I just want people to enjoy my content.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't care if you necessarily like me personally. I just want to like find, like, it just goes back to that community thing. Like, I'd rather have people that are rocking with me because they enjoy anything that I make or talk about, even if that takes longer, or even if it never fully happens. If I had like 20
Mm-hmm.
people that watched every video, I'd be happy as all get out. You know what I mean? I don't have to
Yep.
be the next Tim. I don't have to be none of those guys. Like, if I just had those people that like somehow I post a piece of content, it helps somebody, whether it's like some fitness video, because that's another thing that I want to do again. If that helps somebody, mission accomplished. I'm happy as all get out. If people don't like that, cool. I don't care. If you like it,
Yeah.
awesome. But like, I just want to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it, have fun with it, and just kind of see what happens. And instead of like, my biggest thing too is not really focusing just on streaming. Like, I couldn't even tell you the last time I streamed. It's been so long, but I really have wanted to make just content like this. So like this, like a podcast being one thing, because clearly we could both sit here and talk forever on whatever, like, I just love talking. I love hearing other people's opinions. Like, if I wanted to be anything, it'd be the next like Joe Rogan, because that dude gets to talk to like the coolest people. You can always learn
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Like, it's not just one topic, it's not just one type of guest, it's whoever he's interested at the time. You learn stuff, you talk about stuff, you find, that to me is like cool. And I think that's also why he's like the number one podcast for the last who knows how many years, like, because it's just interesting. And that's what I want to do. I want to do what I enjoy. For him, he enjoys that. Like, I don't think he would ever stop doing that unless somehow he got sick and literally could not anymore. Like, that's just his thing, and like, he enjoys it. So
Yeah.
that's what I want to do with this. I want to talk about stuff that I want to talk about. And if you don't like it, all right, go find a different one. If you do like it, then we're gonna have a good
Well,
time.
and the funny thing is too is like the phrase any press is good press. That kind of rings true with content.
Yeah.
So even if you put something out there that could be like controversial, if people don't like it and they want to make it known to you, well, what are they going to do? They're going to interact with your video. They're going to comment on it. They're going to try to get a rise out of you. They're going to try to fight with you. They're going to try to argue. They're going to give you a piece of their mind. But them commenting boosts you into the algorithm.
Yeah.
So
Which
what you want
somehow
to do,
people
especially
still
on
don't get
YouTube, because
that.
replies count as comments. Yeah, and people don't understand that. And so that's the cool thing about YouTube is like even a reply counts as a comment. And so if you go back and forth with somebody a little bit, obviously like be respectful, don't be crazy. But if you go back and forth with somebody, that's going to amplify you a lot. And on TikTok, like I just let people comment because the replies don't matter. So I just let people comment, even if it's something controversial or something that may not be 100% correct. Let them correct me, but they still commented, they still viewed, they still interacted.
They
That
could be
boosts
the
you into the
reason that
algorithm.
like maybe 10 other people see your video that might not have.
Exactly. And they'll be like friends with that person. So if that person interacted, people on their friends list might get you into the algorithm too.
Yeah.
And the cool thing with Twitch is like Twitch has ads, right? And so, if you make people mad in a game or people want to hate watch you or something, they'll hop into your stream. And if you run ads on your stream, you get ad revenue because they're watching you. So even if they're hate watching you, like you can ban them at some point too, so that way they don't have to chat, but they're still watching your stream. So you still get ad revenue from people who are banned who are watching you, and for people who are just being in your stream and like hating on you. Like
Yeah.
still get ad revenue from them. They still make you money and they don't understand that. That's one of like when I was streaming, that was like the most fun thing I had to say when people who came in and they were mad. I'd be like, "Oh, hey man, welcome to the stream. Hey, thanks for supporting and helping out with the ad revenue. I really appreciate it." And that would just send them up a wall. and they would they'd either say one thing and then leave, or they would keep sticking around, keep trying to get a rise out of you. You just keep plugging the ad revenue, and then they go off and do their thing. Like
Yeah.
It's content creation is fun. It's fun. You interact with a lot of different people, have a lot of things to say. But yeah, kind of back to your point, just do what you enjoy. If people are going to be negative, okay, great, boost me into the algorithm. If people are going to be positive, great, tell your friends. It's a win-win situation to just post something. That's my problem too, as far as like going back to the editing thing, is like I've gotten way better at editing, obviously, than when I started, and it's one of those things where I want the video to be perfect. Like I have a vision of what I want it to be in my brain, and if it's not that, then I'm going to get a little crazy about it. But at the end of the day, it's like you have to post, otherwise your post might become irrelevant because there might be an update or they're in the game that you're playing, or like if it's like a political thing, then something could change very rapidly, because they're trying to distract you with everything in the news, and so it just gets crazy. And so it's like if you have something that's like modern that you want to post it. I think the only video that I've made that I haven't posted that is still relevant to this day is if hackers should be imprisoned. I think that's the only video I've made that like has stood the test of the last few years. Is
because it's a problem.
I say last few, because it's a problem, right? And I made it. I think I made the video 2 years ago, and I still have it on my hard drive, and it's still relevant. I could post that thing tomorrow, and it would probably still do okay. But I'm going to go back through and look at it because I don't even know if people really want to watch it. Because there was like something with hackers when I made the video, and now it's not too big a deal right now, but it might get to be that big of a deal with arc raiders and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, it's still like a relevant video because hacking in video games is still a plague right now.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
And so until that problem goes away, that kind of content will always be relevant. That's why like hacker hunters is what they're called on like YouTube, who go around and try to say that person's hacking because they're doing this differently, because they're doing that. Like those people who try to catch people, like that content's always going to be around because hacking is still a problem.
Yeah, and then they post the clickbait videos like proof of Shroud cheating, and it's like, okay.
Shroud caught hacking in Delta Force or in ABI or in Tarkov. Yeah. And so those guys will have content forever because they can just, pick their next victim and go because it fits the subject that they're working with.
Well, so, it's like the gotcha type of clickbait too.
Exactly.
It's like the gotcha, like people want to feel like they caught somebody doing something. Like, look how long that exact topic has been relevant for Symphony. Just that, just Symphony alone.
Oh yeah. Well, and he'll play into it because he'll do like those weird flicks on mouse on purpose.
On purpose,
knowing exactly where somebody is in a building, and he's gonna flick to him like crazy, and he's gonna know that he's gonna have people be like, "Oh,
yep.
you know he was there."
He knows it's gonna pop off, and it's gonna become the next like Symphony caught hacking video.
Exactly, and so
and people still don't get it
when he gets that free press.
Oh, I know, it's hilarious.
It's crazy. It's truly crazy. But yeah, no, content's fun. It's fun. Just pick a vein and go. I think like one of my biggest regrets was in content creation was when New World first came out in like 2021. Like I streamed that every single day. I was in every single like war on the server, and I was one of the only streamers on that server, and it was like one of the most popular servers back in even 2021. And so I would throw out a feeler, like a little shameless self promo in the match or in the world chat, and be like, "Hey, I'm in this war that only 50 people out of the thousands on the server could get into. If you want to watch it, click here." And every day that I streamed a war, because I was in most wars every day, I would get around partner level viewers on my channel. But like you said, if you switch games, it kills you. I went back to Warzone, kill the stream, kill the viewership, kill the subs, kill the follows, killed it all. Like the whole, like I was going like this, and then I just dipped back into saturated Warzone bill, and
that which I think
it's hard to get back out of that. So
that was probably around the time that we would have crossed paths, because I remember the main thing that you played all the time and that we played together some was originally Warzone, and then then I kind of veered off and was doing different stuff, and then we kind of came back when we started playing Valorant, and then
Yep.
I would play Valorant, but you would still mix in COD for like your streams and the content and stuff. And I was just
Hmm.
at that point I was kind of over COD, so I just stuck with that. And
Yeah.
it was like then the only time we were really playing anything was always Valorant. But I
Yeah. COD's
miss
gotten worse.
yeah I miss the New World part of your thing, I think. But I did play
Yeah.
that game a ton when
New
it
World was
first came
fun.
out.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
a good
good. I mean,
time.
they had some issues early on, and now the game's set to die
I was
this
gonna
year,
say
unfortunately.
now it's shutting down
Um,
completely.
it's shutting down. Yeah, sucks. It's in such a good place. I really hope someone buys it. But back when they released, they had some issues, and they just didn't fix them fast enough. And that
Yeah.
happens when you put out a new product. You kind of have to let feelers out and see how people react. And you kind of stuck with what you got on release these days. And
Yep.
so, but it retained a good niche community for a while. I mean, it kept me going for a little while too, even off stream. So it was good, but yeah, not quite having the longevity that like Warcraft has, and
Yeah.
or Elder Scrolls Online, and Final Fantasy and what those guys have. So, but those guys are staples. Those guys pioneered the MMO genre. Those three
Oh,
titles. So
100%,
it's
especially
hard for
WoW.
New World to stick around. Yeah, WoW especially. Because you have guys like Tim the Tatman and Summit. Whenever there's a WoW update, they're back on it,
Yep.
and they play it for 8 hours a day until they get what they need to get out of that update, and then they're done. And then they wait till the next update. Kind of like Destiny, same kind of thing. People will go back, play the new update, get what they want, and then leave, and then come back when the new update comes out. So there's a lot of
Yep.
games that are like that. It's really hard to retain players these days.
Oh yeah.
For most games, like Arc Raiders is having its moment, but based on its style, I don't think it lasts a long time. The casual player base will leave whenever either Burnt Peanut does or something else new comes along.
Oh yeah,
Unfortunately, that's
100%.
actually decent.
Well, because
So
now I think extraction shooters are the new like BRs. It's like you had Fortnite and then PUBG and then everybody was making a BR, and then I mean people just got so burnt out on the BR genre that now I mean it's still popular like to an extent, but nothing like it was. And you had everybody was making some type of BR that had some kind of new spin on it that try to get people excited about, and if it was not good, it died real fast.
mhm.
And it didn't matter if you updated the game or anything, which is kind of the case with everything now. But I think now kind of the trend I have seen is like it's now there's all different types of extraction shooters. Like even Call of Duty implemented that extraction shooter-ish mode, and like it's just everything that I see now is always a new extraction shooter or some type of like survival MMO, which I have fallen into that trap because I love those games now. Like Valheim, dude, I still love Valheim
Yeah,
to this day. So the survival ones,
yeah, it's a good
those
game.
usually get me, but the the extraction shooters and the BRs, they just don't get me anymore like they used to.
They're not quite as good. I mean, and that's the problem is like you have games like Fortnite who kind of fell off a little bit. You've got like Warzone that's fallen off, and like the competitive scene's not good for the games now. And so the competitive scene hasn't done well. The updates haven't done well. The anti cheats haven't done well. So and then the content's been like recycled or it's been like just subpar for most BRs, and so people just aren't into it anymore.
Yeah.
They're just bored. They're just bored of it because as humans our attention span is horrible, and so whenever something new becomes old, we just move on. Right? It's
Yep.
like a cell phone. Every year you update. You update to a new iPhone because it's cool, it's new, it's shiny. Kind of a thing. Same thing goes for games. Like when people get tired of the genre because they haven't been promoting the genre well enough or they haven't been adding to it well enough, people are going to move on. And extraction shooter was like that genre that was like, hey, look at this is actually like a lot of fun. And I think Tarkov kind of helped that out a little bit because it was like the extraction shooter for such a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But because it was so hard to learn and so hard to play, people didn't want to get into it like people did like Fortnite and stuff. Like Tarkov is not a casual
That
game
was
at all. It
me.
is very hard to learn.
Yeah, I remember me and
And
one of my buddies. He was like, "Let's. I think we should try out Tarkov, like just see what it's about." And I remember I literally, like, well, I think that the same. It happened to both of us. Like, we literally loaded into a match, and like, no clue what was going on, no clue what to do. Just like we're gonna try out Tarkov, and I think we spawned in like some little forest area, and we got go to walk out of it,
Oh
and we
no.
immediately got like both headshot, like no idea where it came from, no idea what was going on. We were just dead and like back to the lobby, and we was like, well, that was fun. Like,
That
let's
sucked. All
let's
right,
do it
moving on.
again.
Yeah,
So then it's like we tried something
that's the
again,
normal
like,
Tarkov experience.
yeah, like immediately just die, like no idea what's going on, trying to can't
Hmm.
even like learn the game because somebody's just sitting in a corner somewhere waiting for somebody like us to come around, and we don't even know. So we was like, yeah, I'm not playing this game. So I just never,
It's
like, that was
hard.
me with
Tarkov's.
Tarkov. I got in too late. It was just not for me.
Mhm. It's tough. Like, and Tarkov is one of those games where you should never try out unless you know someone who has put in the time on that game, and then they
Yep.
can show you how to play.
Yes, cause
That's the kind of game Tarkov is.
yeah, I did go back. There were some other times I played it with a couple of buddies, and they had played it quite a bit. So I was just like, I'm just gonna like follow you around, like tell me what to do, kind of thing. And I played it some with them, but just even like trying to learn the game, I don't know. I couldn't ever really get into it, and I've tried some others, and it's just I don't know, something about the extraction thing just doesn't,
The
like,
Cycle
Arc
Frontier,
Raiders is
man.
cool. Oh yeah, the Cycle Frontier was
Yeah,
another one.
Cycle Frontier is probably still my all-time favorite extraction game. I'm just really sad that cheaters and then the devs just killed it.
Yeah,
But it
like I
was
was
my
gonna say,
favorite.
it's not even a
I
thing,
loved it.
but we played that one
It's
quite a
dead
bit at
now.
first, and it was
Yeah.
different and
Hmm.
it was kind of
You
fun,
played with
but
me and Ben, I think, quite a bit. Because me and Ben played that quite a bit. Or Sherlock Scones or Bucky Barnes. I can't remember what his name was at the time, but whichever one. But I think we three played it quite a bit. Luke too. Lukester would come in and play with us as well.
yeah,
So
I know I
yeah,
definitely played Valorant with you guys because I remember Bucky
yeah,
and
yeah. That's Ben. Yeah,
but
and then Luke, of course.
we probably did play some of the cycle together. I know I played that with one of my buddies mostly. We usually play everything together, but I know we played it quite a bit, and then we kind of quit playing it, and then it just like died. So it was like, well,
Yeah, it died, man. Sucked because it was actually like outside of the anti cheat, it was actually in a really good place content wise when they killed it. So I was really upset about that. But yeah, they just needed an anti cheat. That's all they really needed, and the game would have been fine.
yeah,
So like most games, get a good
and
anti cheat, game will play, the game will be fine. It'll last longer, but
yep,
people just can't stay ahead of cheaters. That's just the hard thing on PC. If you have anything
that's
crossplay or
tough.
PC exclusive or anything like that, it's so hard, man. It's so
Yeah.
hard to stay ahead of the cheaters. It's tough.
Yeah, which like I got on the Arc Raiders thing when it came out too and played it quite a bit. But it's like the thing that kills it for me is like I couldn't play as much as like the main guys that I played with, so they'd be like on, way ahead of me as far as gear and the missions that they're trying to do and the stuff that they're trying to get and extract, and I'm like over here like basically day one gear still trying to figure it out, and I'm just getting
Free
torched,
loadouts and
and
yeah.
and it's like, all right, well, this is not fun. So that's the only reason I haven't played that one for a while, is just because I got behind, and for me it just wasn't like, I'm not gonna play it solo. Like, I'm just not. I don't like to
Yeah, I
play
mean,
games like that solo, and it's like it's hard to play with my buddies because they're playing all the time and
yeah.
I'm not. So for me, that's what killed it for me, and I just haven't played it as much anymore.
And to
But
circle all the way back, that's sometimes the hard thing about having kids is your schedules them, and you have your job and
yeah,
you have your family, and you don't have as much time to play games anymore. And
yeah.
so,
So you fall
the people
behind.
who don't have the families or they just have the job, they can come home and have dinner and then play until 10, 11 at night, and then rinse and repeat every day. So they get some good hours into a game. But like, if we have to take care of a kid, we got to give them a bath, we got to put them down, we have to feed them too, and cook dinner and like all that kind of stuff. Or if they have a play date, or if you have church, or you have soccer practice, whatever, that
Yeah.
takes up time, and so you don't really have as much time to game as you would have had before. And so, and if, like I said, it's a blessing. I prefer to spend
Oh
time
yeah.
with family and stuff than game, but for those guys who don't have that, yeah, they're going to be way further ahead than you are. And so it gets to the point where like you'll have fun playing with them just because you'll have fun playing with people who don't play as much just because of them. It's not more or less because they can carry you or because they're better at the game or because they're good at the game or they know the game and they can teach you. You just have fun playing with them in particular. Like that's kind of how it kind of gets to that point. as the
Yep.
older you get, which is kind of fun. So
Yo, which I don't know. Like I said, I'm just kind of in a, yeah, that's kind of why everything took the back burner for me too. But um, just trying to get back into it now and do fun things like this and just enjoy it.
oh
And
yeah,
you know, I don't know.
yeah, just
I mean, I'm
hop back on the
excited for it,
train and
but
see where it goes.
yeah,
Yeah, well, and it's fun because it's like it's unique. It's you. You know what you mean. Like you know what I mean. Like you just market yourself, and it's you put out content. You just do what you like to do. Like you just get a hobby and you run with it. Like and it's a good hobby and it's a healthy hobby because like you're promoting creativity, you're promoting other skills and
I have to do
interpersonal
something.
skills and like all this stuff. Yeah, like it's yeah. There's that too. There's that too.
Like,
But it's fun, man. I love content. It's fun.
oh yeah, because like for me, like I've always been big into like I've always enjoyed like art and stuff. So there's like a creative
Mm,
part of my brain where it's like I got to do something. Like for a while,
yeah.
even when I wasn't doing content and I couldn't stream as much anymore, I went through like there was so many people that I had met through like the same kind of communities, like kind of how we cross paths and stuff, where I was like making stuff for their streams and like banners for their Twitter and or X and YouTube. Like I was just graphics design because I loved it and I taught myself how to do it with YouTube videos and different things and I just really enjoyed it because even though I couldn't stream and I couldn't record videos or do this and that, it was like for me that was kind of like my creative outlet was like oh I get to like do graphics design and like I taught myself that and I could have a lot of fun with it. People liked what I made them. I didn't charge them like, stupid amounts of money. Like some, like, I don't know, to graphics design. That's why I learned how to do it myself because I didn't want to pay somebody what I thought was
Yeah,
obscene amounts of money to make me something. I was like, I'll just figure out how to do it myself and I'll make exactly what I want.
exactly.
But
Well, especially
that's
with like
just,
AI where it's at now, it's
oh,
again
yeah,
having a
it's,
personal like touch to it is everything too. Because people
oh,
can you
yeah.
typically tell if it's AI or not. But like for like emotes or sub badges on your channel now, you could just use AI to make that stuff now, and it'll basically get you exactly what you want.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But I always like the surprise of like if I were to use you, I'd be interested to see your creative spin on what I would want, and then use that.
Well,
And then people be like, oh, that looks cool. That's different. That's unique. Who did your stuff? And then I can plug you into getting to know them and the
yeah.
stream more and like so it's a whole networking thing too. But I personally like the uniqueness of art, and so that's why I try to stay away from AI because AI is not unique. It just does what you tell them, and so you don't have like a specific style or like they'll take something from the internet. As far as styles go, they can't generate it on their own. They
Yeah.
can't create something new, and I think that's the challenge of AI versus a real human doing you know that kind of stuff for you. So yes, everybody, AI has infiltrated the content and gaming space. We're dealing with it. Is I've used it. It is fun at times, but like I said, I prefer having the human touch to the art on streams. Now I don't like when they're in my DMs on and trying
Oh,
to solicit
those are your biggest fans when you're
my
first
money.
starting out to stream.
Oh gosh, yeah. Just go on if you really want interactions on Twitter. Just go on Twitter and try and type in that you need a graphics designer and post it, and like they'll just come out of the weeds. They'll be all up in your replies and
Be
your
people you've never
Discord
seen
DMs.
before.
That's fun.
Yeah, I get people that I have
Yeah.
no idea who they are still to this day sometimes. They pop in on send me a DM on Discord. I'm in no mutual servers with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how they found me on Discord or anything. And they're talking about like, "Hey, how are you?" And then it's like, don't ever respond.
I don't know you.
If you don't know them,
Yeah.
if you don't know them,
Yeah.
just don't even respond because you think it might be somebody. Oh, maybe I met this person in a game or something, and like they found me and they're trying to. No, it's none of that. They say, "Hey, how are you?" As soon as you say good, how are you? They're oh, I noticed you need some stuff on your channel. Like it's always graphic stuff every time, still to this day,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
I
dude,
mean, even the big guys do it too. Because I had, let me look and see who it was. I
I
had,
bet I know.
and they're pretty well known on Twitter. What's in it? Fusey. So Fusey
Yup,
Designs, Fuzey. They reached out to me. They DM'd me and asked me if I wanted stuff done.
so many times.
Yeah, and
Even
I
though,
was just like, really? Like
which
the big
they're
guys are doing the same thing? It's
yeah,
kind of funny.
which there's stuff like I will say that team or whoever that guy is, like the stuff that they make is so cool, but dude, is it expensive?
It's pricey.
Because
Yeah, it's way too much.
I'm not gonna lie, the first time they reached out to me, I got excited because I was like, oh, they're reaching out to me, like they're like, oh, we wanted to make something for your page, and I'm like, dude, that would be sick. But then you start talking to him, it's like, yeah, so it'd just be like this much if you want me to do, and I was like, hold on a second, like you reached out to me, said you wanted to make something for me. This was just a trap. Now you want my money, like
Now
you
you
did.
want the money.
Yeah, it's like
That's
I
how they
I
get
got
you.
stoked because I thought they were gonna like make me something cool, like they were saying, "Oh, I want to make you something." It's like, "Oh, sweet, thank you, that'd be awesome." And then it's like, so yeah, it's just like this much for if you want. I was
Yeah,
like, hold on a
it's like
second.
5 grand for our big premiere package, and you're just like, I'm not giving
Yeah,
you a
like
car, dog. Like,
hold on.
like what?
But like,
Yeah,
there's been like I said, they do make some sick stuff, but I've even told them like I can't like I'm not gonna lie, like I cannot do that. Like I'm not gonna pay that kind of money for that. I'm not a big
yeah.
streamer.
I've told
Like
him the same thing.
it
I
would
keep telling
be
him,
like it would
yeah,
not be worth it. I'll just make my own stuff
can't.
for now. If for some reason I ever pop off and become like Tim the Tatman level, maybe
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk
Yeah,
and I'll have you make me
absolutely.
some cool shit. But and then it'll be like months later, they reach out again. They're like, hey, and it's like we've already had this
Still
conversation.
interested?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like we've already had this
Yep.
conversation. Now and then it happened like it's just a cycle. Like they'll do it again. I'm like, bro, we've talked about this like 3 times now. Like so now I'm to the point where it's
Mm-hmm.
like
It's
now I'm just
annoying.
starting to get aggravated. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like which whatever. But that's why I said
Now,
when you
now you
said
almost want
that,
to block them
yeah, when you
or mute
said
them.
I had somebody reach out, that's why I said I bet I know who it is.
Yeah. Yep. But even yeah, even the big guys do it. And then you have guys who are like what like they'll do not just the graphic design for like content creators and streamers. They branch out to a whole variety of graphics design departments. So like I can't remember who it is that did like Repulse's new sub alerts and stuff, but they are phenomenal. Like
Probably
best I've ever seen.
Lunar or something. He's a big guy
Yeah, I
on
don't know.
for Kick
Yeah,
now.
Lure. Yeah, Luar. I know he's popular, but I can't remember who does it for Repulse. It's someone I've never heard of. They're not on Twitter, like, or I haven't seen them on Twitter. Like they're up there. Like they're like a professional company, like very professional, and their stuff is the best I've ever seen. Like they could do commercials for different brands better than how the brands are getting it done right now.
Yeah,
Like they're that good.
there's a few that I know are pretty good. Like was it owned? Was it owned one of them? No,
Might be owned, yeah,
maybe it is owned. I know
or
owned was a good
WMD or
one.
something.
And in there for a while, I can't think of their name, but they made a lot of stuff for like Nade Shot, Courage, probably Tim. I can't remember
Oh, it
their
wasn't Fusey.
name, but
It was the other guy.
yeah,
I can't remember their
Not
name, but
Fusey.
it's yeah.
But it was like a company type of thing because they would
Mm-hmm.
always do their Christmas stuff, like they would do themed stuff for their channels. I hate that I can't think of the name, but they
Yeah,
always
that was
made some
back in the
really cool
day.
stuff too.
Yeah, they made their rounds with the big guys. I can't remember what they were called, but they are pretty pricey. They're still pricey now, probably more expensive than Fusey is now. But yeah, the guys that Repulse used were different than anybody else. Like it wasn't the same guys that Tim and Nate had used. It was someone completely different. And I think they were local. So like Repulse and his crew are in the Dallas Fort Worth area. And I think they grabbed somebody who's based out of there. I think is what they did. They went local and
That's
they
cool.
found somebody who like branches out to like businesses and does more than just content and content creation and like streaming stuff. Like they do everything, like websites and obviously streams and stuff, and then like stuff for other businesses. So like they do everything. So I can't remember what their name is. I bet he has a command for it in his stream though. I'd have to go and check.
Probably,
Um,
but that's like
but yeah, it's really good. Like his sub alerts, if you sit and watch some of his streams, like when he's gaming, not when he's doing the watch parties, when he's gaming, watch his sub alerts. They're crazy good, like really good,
I have to check it
like
out. I haven't watched,
insane.
like I
Yeah.
said, I haven't watched like that stuff. I
Well, it's
just
hard to
don't
watch
have the time
Warzone
to
if you're
watch it and
not.
stuff anymore. It's like
Yeah, if you don't
if
have
I
the
get a
time and if
free
you're not playing
moment,
Warzone, it's hard.
yeah, if I get a free moment, I'm usually sneaking in some games of my own or something. It's not really consuming content like that anymore all the time. But
Yeah.
just for me, like just
Yep.
spinning back to like the creative thing, it's just like that's one reason I kind of want to just do this to have fun with it too, is because I get to like do what I want, but it also satisfies like the creative side of me that wants to do something and create something. So like for me, graphics design is like I would make anything. Like reach out to me, like I'd let people know like hey, I'm not like a professional. I'm not gonna charge you like an arm and a leg. Like I'll make it. You give me feedback. I'll make changes to it. We'll try to get you what you want. And like everybody that I ever made anything for, as far as I know, loved it unless they lied to me. But like it because
But
for
hey,
me it was fun because I got to like create something and I guess like bringing somebody's like kind of vision to life too was also like a satisfying like cool thing. Plus like
mm,
I did it like to help somebody out too because of the like not everybody can spend thousands of dollars getting something that they need. So it's like for me it was fun. It was something to do on the
mhm.
side in my free time. I got to help somebody out. I got to make cool stuff. They loved it. I loved it. It was a good time. Like and then obviously like if like I had people that I'd make stuff for them and like they got a little bit bigger or whatever and they instead of reaching back out to me like to update them stuff they reached they got more like professional type stuff done. Cool. Like I would probably do the same thing, like you
Yeah.
know but I got them something that they wanted and needed at the time and that they loved, and so it was still fun. And like the coolest thing was somebody gives you an idea and you put your spin on it and you make it, and then they're like, this is what I wanted, but like it's even better than I pictured, or like and it's like that to me is like an awesome feeling too. So I don't know, I had a lot of
Hmm.
fun with it. So for me, content like also is going to try to help scratch that itch again now. So I want to do more stuff like this versus the streaming, because the streaming it's so hard for me to like try to keep a consistent schedule is so unrealistic right now. Like I can't be, anything can go on when you have a family. So it's like trying to be like, I'm gonna be live on these days every single time. It's like, bro, I don't know what I'm doing. My day can change from like I literally like
Yeah,
take the day as it
that's
comes.
the
Like
challenge.
so
Right.
again, which consistency when it comes to like something like streaming is one of the biggest aspects. So my
So hard.
plan,
But it's yeah, but if you can do it, it's great.
oh yeah, like for me, it's more so like I want to make things and have fun with it like this when I do get like a free moment or whatever, and then I can always edit it as I go, put it out later. It's not a like right now thing. And then if that's doing well, obviously if I go live and I start wanting to stream and stuff again, people who know me from like my YouTube videos or whatever, if they want to come hang out and get to interact with me live versus just consuming like a video that I make, then to me that'll be cool. But I don't want to just try to focus on the streaming like I used to. I can't do that. It's just not sustainable for me right now with working a full-time job, having a family, everything changes. I'm busy. I have all these hobbies that I things I like to do. It's just not feasible for me. So doing stuff like this in my free time that I can
Yeah.
have fun with, and then every now and then I might throw a stream up if I just want to, and people could come hang out with me and have that live like real time interaction. That'll just be like a cool thing that I do, but it's definitely not my priority anymore like it used to be. I just can't do it. So
Yeah, it's hard. It's tough, and to be consistent. That's I mean, just like with a lot of stuff, it is definitely the hardest thing. Is yeah, especially streaming, because if you're not streaming on a consistent schedule, you're not going to get a consistent viewer base, and
mm-hmm.
so that's the tough thing. So the best thing you can do is just post every day, just post content every day. Plus, like what we were talking about earlier, content's what drives viewership for live streaming anyway.
Yep.
So you should just be posting like as a priority before live streaming.
Yeah.
Live streaming should just be something you do for fun. It's not something that should be a priority. Making content should be a priority. So even if you're gonna play games off stream, you should still record, because you never know what could happen during a game.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's banter with somebody, whether it's in-game performance or whatever, you should always record, just because you never know. And so
100%.
that's why, like, and that, yeah, and you never know, you could do something that could pop off. And so that's why you should do that. And then even if it doesn't, make a video of something that's even like just casual, put something out there, put out a feeler, you're still posting content. You're still putting something out there. It doesn't have to be, a 360 no scope, get me into face clan, high rise clip. It doesn't have to be that. It could be some simple interaction or some like gulag win that was challenging or something. Like, it doesn't have to be crazy where you snipe somebody out of a car in Warzone or something. Like, it doesn't have to be crazy. Just something. Just have something and then put it up.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that's easier to do too, because you're not under the pressure of an audience as well. You don't have to try to appease an audience. You're just sitting there with yourself or with your buddies, and then you're just playing.
Yep.
And so that can be a little bit more genuine as far as the content goes as well, because there's a lower amount of pressure to be performative. And you can still generate views and attraction to your channels. So I would say that's definitely the most efficient way. So I've only ever had content where I could post like for a week without streaming. I've only ever done that, I think, like 2 or 3 times, like a very small handful of times, but that was when I fully committed to the bit. Like when I was fully committed, like I was getting multiple clips a stream. I could have a week or two's worth of content without having to play.
Yep.
So, and then once I ran out, it's like, okay, well, crud, I got to get back on the sticks, or I got to get back on my, keyboard and mouse, and I got to get moving here. And so, obviously, like those situations come and go too, but content is king. That's the saying these days. Content is king. You don't have to stream all the time. Streaming's a bonus, sure, because people sub and follow, and it's you're talking to real people for the most part. You have some bots that'll fly in every now and again, but it's and the interaction's fun. But making content is, I think that's more fun personally. I would rather be a YouTuber than a live streamer.
Oh, 100%.
For that reason.
Just because I
prefer just to make the content.
Oh yeah, it's less pressure. You have time to kind of like polish stuff and figure things out. I don't know. It's much get. I feel like you get to do more of that creative stuff versus live streaming is just people are seeing what's happening in real time. So there's not there's only so much you can do besides unless you want to do like a performative thing and you have all this stuff going on or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Or if it's like Fortnite back in the day where there's like a live event, and you want to capture the live event. Obviously, like you'd want to live stream that, right? Or like with Warzone when they had like in the Caldera year where they had like the Godzilla versus Kong live event. Like obviously you would want to stream that, right?
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't be something you'd want to do off stream because you got to capture the live reaction, right? You got to be performative for the cool live event, But if you're just playing like normal solos, like or normal quads, and you're just burnt out on streaming, then just play it off stream in game, bro, and then just record and get a clip and upload it. Like it's not, you don't have to have the reaction while you game. Does it help? It can, but like the best creators I have seen recently on like TikTok and stuff for gaming, most of them don't have a face cam. Yeah, it'll just be their voice and then the video, and then it's their you're listening to them. Like one of the cool Warzone creators, like one of the better TikTokers, that's a Warzone creator. His name's Diablo, and he's a Resurgence player for Warzone, and he plays mouse and keyboard and controller, and he's just hilarious. But I don't know what he looks like, and that's okay.
Well, I remember for the longest time, one of the biggest like Fortnite guys was Dakota's, and he never had a face cam until he finally did his like face reveal and stuff. But Dakota's, that's all he did. He just had his voice, which he kind of had a unique voice. I guess that kind of helped him too. Like his voice stood out. You'd always know like if it's hit a clip or something of his. But yeah, for years or however long he did it, I don't know. But he didn't have a face cam for the longest time. And I think he finally did like some face reveal thing that become a big thing. But he's literally
like
has some kind of animated like. It's just his face on a peanut.
The snap filter. Yeah, you just do a snap filter and let it rip.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Which is, it is hilarious, but it does. It works. I like it. So, I mean, I get it.
He's got a unique voice too. And, he's a unique person. And so that helps, right? But he was doing Tarkov mainly as his content. And he was like, because he was so unique, he was like a partner already, but he hadn't like blown up until he switched to the whole peanut gimmick, and then he went crazy.
Yeah.
Ironically enough, like if you were to go on his YouTube, you could see what he actually looks like.
Oh, really?
Like you don't have to wait for a face reveal. You can just go look.
Yeah, I just found him
all
like
new people don't do that. So
Yeah, I found him like not that long ago, just from playing with guys that I knew, and then obviously seeing like clips and stuff that would pop up. But that's how I found him, and I think I mean he cracks me up because it's like I don't know, the dude's just funny.
He's just funny. He's just a funny gamer. That's just what he is. He games and he has fun with it, and he's funny about it. And I
So,
think is it sometimes a little performative? Sometimes, yeah, I think so.
well,
But
it's just
like,
the
because
same with
he pushes
Tim.
every fight. And yeah, Tim's the same way, and Nick's the same way. Hutch, like they all do it. But he's at least like, if you were to meet Peanut IRL, he'd probably act close to the same way that he does on stream.
Well, same with
Pretty close.
I would say the same with
And
Tim.
same with
Like
the
I'm
other
not
guys too.
like no shade
Yeah.
with
Oh
Tim
yeah.
or anything, obviously, but like there's definitely times where I feel like Tim keeps something going, like playing dumb or something,
Mm-hmm.
because he
Yeah,
knows
he does.
like because it gets funny. But so I mean, which everybody
Mm-hmm.
has that kind of stuff
Like
because
with Fall Guys.
he knows that's gonna be like probably some kind of clip or something that if he looks
Mm-hmm.
stupid or something. But
Yep.
Tim is gonna be that the guy that he mostly is all the time. Like that's gonna be Tim if you go hang out with Tim, which I
Yeah.
think is one
Absolutely.
of the
And
reasons
Nick
that
Mark's the
Tim
same
is
way too.
so popular. Yeah, what
Yep.
Nick's the same way,
Yep. They're
Nate Shot's the
relatable.
same way. Like that's why I like a lot of those
Mm-hmm.
guys is because like I don't know. Yeah, I think relatability is huge, which full circle again is why I just want to do me, and if you like it, you like it.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, and
I'm
if you
not gonna
don't,
pretend to be
leave a
something I'm
comment.
not. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
It's just that's what I like, so
Exactly.
that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna be. I don't want to be. I'm just gonna be
Well, and the
me,
people who
and
like you, right? Well, and the people who like you, they're going to see that too. They're going to see how genuine you're being, and they're going to like the people who like you are going to like you more for that. That you're not being performative. That you're just being you.
I would hope
They're going to
so.
like that more, and they're going to stick around, right? And they're going to stick with you on multiple games, multiple different ways of your creating content, and like they're going to stick with you. And if you create different types of content and you diversify, the people who like you over here might check out this thing over here. The people that like you over here are going to check out this thing over here, and so you're going to start mixing that salad bowl of your diversified content, and it's going to become one delicious dish, basically.
Yes.
The more you work at it, and the more people come over from this, and come over from this, and that kind of a thing. And so it's it can really end up being really good. But if you milk it right and you give the devoted time, and again, if you're consistent,
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
that's obviously the biggest thing.
So,
But which like exactly just
like
full circle again is like why I decided I'm just gonna do one YouTube channel playlist. Maybe it'll mix and mash. People can
mm-hmm,
find what they want. If you don't like one thing, you'll still know where to find my other thing that you do like. I don't know.
mm-hmm.
I just want to have fun with it.
Well,
Is
you'll
really
learn the
the whole
algorithm better
thing.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you do one channel, you'll learn the algorithm real quick. You'll see what works. You'll see what doesn't work. You'll make changes. You'll see if that works. If that is a lot of trial and error, and you're going to figure it out really fast if you just stick with one channel and do a lot of different stuff. You're going to
Yep.
figure it out real quick. And then if you decide to split your channels, you're going to know exactly how to make that work. So it'll only help you. It'll only help you in the long run.
100%.
So
At least
failure is a blessing,
that's
especially
the
in
idea,
content
anyways.
creation. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and you just gotta have fun with it. And at one point, if you get to a certain point where it's just not fun for you anymore, then just stop. Don't belabor it.
Yeah, which I don't want
Find a
to.
different hobby or
I
something.
don't want to fall into that trap. So that's why I've kind of kept myself away from that because I don't want that to happen. Like I don't want. I just don't want to be known for one thing, and I just want to do what I want to do, have fun, and whatever sticks. Like I said, I'm 32. I'm married. I got my own kid. Like this is not my thing. Like I just want to have fun, and I don't care if you like. I truly don't care if you like me or not. But if you do, then cool. We could probably be best friends.
It's either this or we're gonna have to start doing a just chatting golf stream or something. It's either that's the other that's the other hobby that we'll have to dig into.
Yeah, I could do that. Do some. This I'm
I
not
love it,
good.
bro.
I'm not good at
I'm
golf,
not either.
so
That might be
people are
even more
not
fun.
gonna be. Yeah, they're definitely not gonna be watching me for my skill. I can tell you that much. Not when it comes to golf. But I
Yeah,
guarantee you one thing: we have a blast when we go golfing.
oh yeah. Well, we'll have fun. Yeah, the golf algorithm for me on TikTok is just people who are bad at golf, just making absolute fools of themselves. And it's
Oh, I
like, oh yeah, I
love
can
it.
do that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah. I think we pretty much only stuck to one topic. We talked a lot about gaming, content creation, stuff like that. I think we run this back and we can talk about some more stuff in the future. And
Sure.
yeah, I think it was a good
Yeah.
talk. Should be a good first
Yeah, and if you want
first
me to go
episode.
hunting for something specific, I could like of the week that we do this, I could find something that like piqued an interest or like took the internet by storm or something, and then like hit it. Like uh, like if we do something next week, we could talk about the Olympics and the fact that they have a condom shortage right now, or the fact that the Canadian curling guy might have been cheating because he double tapped the rock, like stuff as simple as that. Sometimes, as far as like getting into the sports part, or you know, how many more years does LeBron have? Is his son being in the NBA nepotism or not? Like, there's so many different things.
Oh yeah, I think we
So
could talk
there's
about
something that
stuff for
takes
a
the
long
internet. We could
time.
hit so much. So I could always be on the lookout for something specific. So I'll
Yeah,
definitely do that.
I could do the same. Like if people find this enjoyable and listen to us yap about what we've learned in content creation or want to do as dads and whatnot. Maybe they'll
Mm-hmm.
enjoy hearing our opinions on some things. I think it'll be a lot of fun to talk about some other stuff. But obviously we only covered like one topic that we said we could talk about for hours, and I'm sure we could continue going on that, but we could save those for some
Mm-hmm.
future episodes and
Yep. Got to keep. You can't
have
give
fun
them
with it.
all the
Yeah,
content at once. You
yeah,
gotta, yeah. You gotta kind of slowly let it out. You gotta keep people interested.
yeah, exactly.
So,
Well,
yeah,
and
absolutely, absolutely.
there's always like you said too, especially just I mean even in those four spaces that we talked about, there's always something
Oh yeah,
new
there's
going
always something.
on, and to
Mm-hmm.
be able to talk about it, I think would be a lot of fun. Um, so yeah, if you like this, stay tuned because we're probably going to talk about a lot of different stuff in the future and have a lot of fun with it. And you'll get to hear our opinions. And like I said, I think the reason one of the reasons that I wanted to have him be he to be one of the ones that I talked to about all this stuff is because like I said, it's entertaining when every time I open Twitter and I get to look through some of the stuff and I see a comment pop up or something and he's letting somebody know, like it cracks me up. I love it. It's entertaining.
I'm glad you think it's entertaining. That's definitely good motivation for the fires that I start.
Yeah, I see.
Or
I've tried to
that I
stay away
kindle, I
from them.
guess.
I've tried to stay away from them, but then, like I
I
said,
love it. I
I'm
love it.
kind of to the point where it's like, do I really care about what all these people that, in hindsight, don't really mean anything to me? Do I really care that much
Mm.
about what they think of me? Because not everybody is gonna like you, regardless.
Nah.
Doesn't matter what
Yeah.
you say. It doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you believe. It literally doesn't matter. You are not gonna please everybody. If, like nobody's ever gonna please. You could be the like purest like saint, like you could try to have the most perfect views on everything and people are going to hate you. You could do all the right things ever, never do anything wrong, people are going to hate you. Like so for me it's like back to the whole like I want to do what I want to do. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, I don't. I'm just at a point I don't
We
care
don't
anymore.
care.
I want to have fun with it.
Yep.
I want to share my
Leave a
opinions.
comment.
Yeah, and if I share my opinion, maybe my opinion actually helps somebody. So it's like
Hmm.
to me that's worth more than like trying to people please. So that's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
it's a win-win. It's a win-win for
Yep.
sure. Because if you people please, you're gonna burn out.
Oh, 100%.
So,
And I
or
learned
you'll have
that
some mental
a
health
long time
issues
ago.
too when you don't please certain people, and then you expected to please them, and then they're attacking you. And you're like, I don't know how to handle this. You don't want to go down that road.
Oh yeah,
So
which
that's not worth it.
I've seen it like just in this space. I've seen it so many times because I've been a part of so many different like streaming groups or whatever. And then it's like when one person decides they don't like you and they like somebody else, they're just going to hate you just because everybody else hates you. And at the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, you were just a number that they were trying to use to increase their own following and their views and all that stuff. It's like that's why there's very few people that I like from those groups that I still like rock with to this day. Like we've always stayed connected. A couple of my other buddies that I've made like different podcasts and a lot of content and stuff with. We've been friends for a long time, but we've all just also always been like ourselves, and we didn't play that game that everybody else played. And there's several
Yep.
people that I've met like that, but I've just seen it so many times. Like you're never gonna please everybody, and I don't know, man. It's just it's a terrible trap to try to fall into, like trying to people please, because you're never gonna win. You're always gonna lose.
Yep.
Just
You're
be
all yeah.
yourself.
You're playing a losing game.
Yeah, you just gotta be yourself.
Yep.
Be
Just do you.
genuine. Do you at all times.
Just do you. In
S-
anything you do.
yeah, stand firm in what you believe in. Don't waver. Don't apologize. Don't people please. It is a terrible trap. So,
Yep.
and that's one of the reasons why I
Agreed.
wanted to reach out to you and see if that'd be something they'd be interested in, because I know, and I've seen
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
You just stay true to who you are, and I think it'd be a good time to share our opinions. And you know, I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, it'll be a good time. And like I said, I'm thrilled and excited that and humbled that you asked me to be this first guest and to do other episodes and everything like that. It's really cool. I enjoy doing this as well. Just taking time and just yapping about whatever and sharing opinions and and analyzing certain stuff. Like it's fun to me because I'm a nerd for that kind of stuff.
Oh,
So
me too.
again, thank you for the opportunity, and yeah, I'm looking forward to other episodes and other topics for sure.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming on, too. I appreciate it and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I said, this has been a long time coming. Something I want to do for a long time. So really glad I got to do it. I'm glad we could have fun with it, and just looking forward to future content. So thank you again. All right. Well,
Yeah, not a problem. Thank you for having me.
yeah, no problem.